Happy New Year's, friends. This here is footage left over from December. I did a garden check maybe somewhere around the 20th of December, and we're really happy with how the little hoop house, the little low tunnel, is holding up. This last year, the tunnel I made barely lasted a week. This one's going on a couple of months now, and it's been really effective. As you'll see a little later in the video, the greens growing under it are doing very nicely. I came out during the golden hour to get a little footage, and I liked how the light was hitting the camera so well that I just had to share it with you. Here I am picking one little weed out of 1,000 that probably should be picked. The greens on this side are doing very well. Everything seemed to have germinated. The opposite side, the spinach I planted on the opposite side didn't really germinate. Oh, there's my helper, Luna. I walked away to get some water, and I guess she wanted to see about the garden. I like to keep those closed off to her because she likes to get in them and play, and that's not very helpful, even though she likes to think she's helping. So she's checking it out and she's leaving. And now for a little watering. So this winter I've really only had to water under the low tunnel or hoop house a couple of times. There were some warm days where I had to water once every week and a half. At nights we're getting down to 30 degrees or sometimes even lower, and then during the day sometimes it's so warm I have to open it up and vent it. The greens in there are doing really well. They're not growing very fast because we're only getting 9.5 hours worth of sun at this point, and it was like 9 hours and 20 minutes at the solstice. But now our days are creeping up. Today's 9 hours and 36 minutes of daylight, so I'm just counting down to those 10-hour daylight days, and that's when hopefully I'll have a bunch of good seeds started to take some cold weather crops out and add to the other side. So here I've got a little bit of kale, and I thought I put some mustard greens by it, but I'm not exactly sure, and I didn't label it. I've got some corn salad, and I think a little further down maybe some Bib lettuce. So this side germinated very nicely. It's not growing really fast enough to harvest significantly. Here's a little volunteer of calendula. You know, I got to get out ahead of those this year. Keep an eye on that. And the cabbages are just doing beautifully with the cold weather. Of course, they're not growing very fast, but this is a late started group, and I really didn't have them in early enough anyway. But as you can see, about half of the garden germinated pretty well, and the rest I'm chalking up to poor seed. Well, thank you so much for watching the video. If you're enjoying keeping up with our gardening adventures here at Queer Possible in the wintertime, don't forget to like and subscribe the video. Keep checking back. We are going to have a camper update soon, as well as start some early spring seeds.